Honestly, it's a lot going on over here for the month of May. It has been kicking our behinds. I don't think I have ever had a month like the month of May financially. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. I've been gone for about a week, and that's because I just simply missed my upload a few days ago. And when I do that, when I miss one upload, a whole week goes by, and to me that seems like a long time, although technically then that means that I haven't recorded in like a week and a half. Anyway, long story short is May has been kicking our behinds. You will have to basically come back for an update when I film my June reset video, mainly because the month isn't over yet. We're in the throes of trying to navigate the month of May, and I just won't have an actual report until the month is over. However, I can share a little bit about what's going on in today's video, which I will do as we move throughout the video. So I am going to be setting up our budget for the month of June. This is typically a 3-part process. I like to look at all of the upcoming events or happenings. I like to look at any financial tasks that we have, which then help me to set some financial goals. And then of course, I like to put together our monthly budget. Our monthly budget does not change a whole lot from month to month in terms of our income and really kind of where the money is going. It does change sometimes, like in May, all of our money has gone outward and we won't save a single penny. And we're not on track to save money in June. I don't think we're on track to save money in July. It's a lot going on over here. But let's talk about the June happening. So first of all, I have a visit with my primary care physician. I normally go to every doctor about every 6 months. And by every doctor, I mean I get a dental cleaning every 6 months. I get a checkup with my primary care physician, normally every 6 months or once every year. But I feel like it's been every 6 months recently. And then also my eye doctor every 6 months. So anyway, I do have my semi-annual checkup with my primary care physician. I do know I'll have a copay. Surprisingly, I don't think I have an outstanding balance. Sometimes I just have an outstanding balance for something like maybe the previous copay or just whatever the case may be. But this in June, I don't think I will have an outstanding balance. I'll just have to pay my copay when I leave. So that's not too much, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. I have a book club meeting, and that is going to be at a restaurant. So I need to be prepared to spend, I don't know, maybe like $25 for that. It's at a dinner type of restaurant. There is Juneteenth, which there's actually a free event, a series of free events that are happening in our city. So also that's going to serve or double as our monthly family date that we have with my husband's family. I say a family date because obviously it is my family as well, but I don't have actual family here, like people who have the same blood running through my veins. You know, we don't have the same, I don't have a person who lives here where we have the same same blood running through our veins. So when I reference family, I'm specifically talking about really my husband's mom, aunt, and cousins. That's all of his family members that live here. So all of that to say, while we do hang out on more than just one occasion, we do reserve like once a month for a family outing. Otherwise, normally the outings are in somebody's house or something like that. So technically that might cost a few dollars, but the actual event is free. We are supposed to go to counseling in June, although when times get rough, I normally just cancel it. And normally we don't go in the summer anyway to save money. So I literally thought about canceling it before I started filming this video as I was looking at the events. So she might get canceled, which is fine. Yeah, all signs are pointing to might get canceled, although we're both, I feel like, relatively stressed at the moment. And the June counseling date is at the beginning of June. So it probably would do wonders for our mental health. So I'm debating on that, but either way, that costs money. I have on here the family date, which is technically, we recently decided to just put the two together. Before we ended up combining the dates, we were already going to go celebrate Juneteenth or go to the Juneteenth concerts and events, but so that's why they're on here separately. We have Father's Day, which actually means nothing to either of us because we don't have fathers. But I do have it on here as a holiday in the month of June. I have on here basketball camp because my husband is supposed to go to a basketball camp, or he has been going every year. I actually don't know if he'll still go, but either way, short of gas, I think that's all he pays when he goes away for this camp with the team. Then I have on here summer vacation. We are going on a cruise in June. Not gonna lie, I looked up how much it would cost to cancel it at the moment, and it would cost us 75% of what we've paid, which is a lot. I have 2 book releases in June, and luckily I will have 2 credits for Audible in June because of the music subscription through Amazon. So technically I don't have to pay for either of those if I listen to them via Audible. So that's cool. I have 1 friend date scheduled for June, although I'll probably have at least 1 or 2 more. I have a friend who has a birthday that was a few days ago. She has been out of town all week and won't get back in town until June. So basically I'll be able to take her out and give her her gift in June. And then I have birthday celebration. I feel like that might be the same thing. Or do I have a different friend date schedule? I also have on here a brunch. I have a brunch scheduled as well on here at the house, I think. So me and some of my friends have been doing brunches at home, and they've been pretty cute. I do have to go to the eye doctor because I ended up going to my coworker's husband's funeral in May and canceled my eye doctor appointment. So I had to reschedule it for June, and I am anticipating having to pay some type of copay for that. I don't know what it will be. It really just depends on what tests and such they run, or what all that entails. And then my niece's last day of school is today. So I'm assuming at some point in June, perhaps, she might want to come down to hang this summer. She normally comes every summer, although I don't think she came last summer. I don't know if she's coming this summer, but if so, I'm expecting that to take place in June. And then of course we have summer break. So any day now, within the next day or 2, we will be finished with work officially for the school year, and we'll be on summer break. So that's kind of the happenings for June. Based on the happenings, I've come up with a list of financial goals, tasks, and to-dos. Some of them are recurring. One is that we will invest 15% of our paychecks, though we won't work in June at our jobs, which there's a lot of stuff around that as well, like where we'll be working next year. So that's kind of a source of stress. Not so much like if we'll have jobs, but where the jobs will be. Either way, we will have still paychecks throughout the summer because of how our districts pay us. So we will invest 15% of those paychecks either way. A monthly recurring task is to pay our credit card bill. I have on here purchase book club books, but in theory, I don't think I actually will have to purchase any. We'll see. I have on here to book a hair appointment, but I don't think I'm getting my hair done in June because we'll be putting up our in-ground pool. No, I lied. Don't let me get on here lying. We'll be putting up our above ground pool any minute now when the temperature warms up. I don't know if you live in Georgia, but it's been rainy and cold. I don't know if you live in Georgia, but I don't know what the weather has been like where you are, but it's been rainy and cold here for a while. It's crazy. So we'll probably put up our pool maybe the first week of June, aka our first week of summer break. And if I'm going to be in the pool, there's no point really in getting my hair done. Yes, I only go get my hair done for a trim specifically, which is much easier to trim my type of hair, 4C hair, when it's in a straighter style. So that's kind of the only reason why I go to the hair salon. But I'm thinking of just foregoing it, even though the health of my hair is probably dependent on me going, because I've been doing much better with keeping up with my trims and such. But I might not go because, like I said, we'll be putting up our pool it's the summer. If my niece comes, we'll definitely be swimming. My husband and I will be swimming, and then going on the cruise, you know, lots of water there. So I may just get my hair done maybe after the cruise. That could be a thing. I don't know. It just depends on how much swimming I'm doing. But I'm not going to pay to get my hair blown out or to get a silk press for it to last like one day because of water related activities. That to me is wild. So I won't be doing that. By the way, if I'm looking down, hopefully you've gathered it by now, but I'm just looking at the budget on my phone, and I use the Notion app for all things money. Next up, I have Jennifer. Oh, I have booked a laser appointment. I prepaid for, was basically a lifetime subscription for touch-ups when I originally got laser hair removal back in maybe 2020. I felt like yeah, back in 2020. Yeah. And now to get a touch-up, all I have to pay is $19.90. I've been looking to get a touch-up for a good while, probably for like a year, and I've yet to do it. So I actually tried to schedule an appointment recently, and their website was down, and I didn't want to call. Well, I didn't call because it was on a weekend. It was at a time that they were closed. So I can call and schedule it, but I don't really care. Like, I might as well just wait another month. At this point, who really cares? Next up, I have my friend's birthday gift / dinner. And then I have on here to schedule the OBGYN. So I typically go regularly for an annual checkup with an OBGYN. But when I switched jobs some years ago, it wasn't covered under my insurance anymore. It used to be covered under my insurance, but now it is not. Now I have to pay for these checkups out of pocket. And because I've never had an abnormal results, then I have never been super, I guess, pressed about making sure that I went every year. I just was going to go every couple years since I had to pay for it out of pocket. But you know what I was thinking? First of all, I haven't made the appointment because I don't really like going anyway. I'm not gonna lie, I don't really like going anyway. And so because of so much money, it's not a good reason to not go. But that has been my rationale. But I was thinking, I can actually get a pap smear, is what it is, with my primary care physician. In fact, she normally asks me when I go, and I'll be like, oh, I already have one. You know, I already had a checkup. These were the results. The results were good. You know, I'll just keep going to her, which was my plan. But I'm thinking, the reality is that she can just do it. The thing is, she's never done it. My homegirl, Catherine, that's her name. That's my OBGYN's name. Catherine has done it year after year after year, and it's been great. Like, no problems whatsoever. Just the best experience, I believe, that, you know, fathomable. Without going on an even longer tangent, the moral of the story is I have an OBGYN who's my preferred person for doing those types of things. However, my primary care physician office could easily do it. It just hasn't really occurred to me because I've just always had a preferred lady. So we may be checking off that from the to-do list, but I won't be scheduling with my OBGYN. It would instead be something that gets done through my primary care physician's office. I have on here random acts of kindness because I love doing random acts of kindness. It brings me joy. Y'all, I have on here again to request my W-2s. I need a copy of my W-2s from like almost 10 years ago. I was working at this job and it would eventually go on to shut down, thankfully, because it was horrible. And now I can't get a copy of my W-2s. So I went through the IRS and I finally heard back from them. It took months, I feel like, for them to respond to my request, you know, as does most things with the IRS. And they responded. They sent me some email correspondence. I was like, oh my God, I hope this is it. It was not. But it was like a summary of, you know, how I filed and what my income was and all of that, but it's not my W-2s. So basically I paid them $60 or whatever for nothing. So now I'm going to try to go through the Social Security Administration because what they sent me won't work. So I need a copy to submit to a company. So I'm going to try that again. I'm going to try this process again and see what comes of it. Pay for counseling, prep our pool, which isn't really financial in nature, unless there is something that we need to buy specifically for the pool. And when I think of, like, putting up your pool, your above ground pool isn't financial in nature. But as an example, we have one chlorine tablet. I don't think we have any shock, any stuff that we need for algae, and I think we have strips. So like basically we're probably gonna have to spend a couple dollars to get some of the materials that we need. I also have on here to get our shower repaired. This is another thing that is contributing to my partial, I'm in the throes. When I tell you I'm deep in the throes of a crash out or a mental health breakdown, I kid you not, deep in the throes. Our shower, there's an issue with our shower. So I'm currently on top of everything else that I haven't even shared, I'm currently in the process of going back and forth with our original installer for our shower, one of our showers, and trying to get that worked out. Thank the good Lord. We do have a quote from a independent contractor to replace it that isn't horrible. So should it not be covered under warranty or all of that, should it not be able to get replaced for free? We do have a quote that's not terrible. So we'll kind of see. We're in the process of trying to figure that out. And honestly, I can't help but think that I'm glad we have two showers. We cannot use our old shower. There's a crack in it. It has leaked. It's a mess. So I'm just thankful that we have somewhere else to bathe. But that's a mess on top of all of the other messes that we're navigating. If my niece comes here, I will either have to go get her, which I don't want to do. I'm just being honest. And I tell her this, kind of harsh, but driving 7 hours to get her, I would then have to spend the night, which that's not a big thing so much as I would also then have to drive back the next day. Whether I drive, whether my husband drives, it's not the driving, it's just the amount of time that it takes. And I have to pay for tolls, $4.50, 16, 6, 18. I have to pay $20 for tolls to get there and to get back. 20, so 40. It's just gas. It's just a lot. So it really only makes sense for her to come. That's what I've done in the past. But it really only makes sense for her to come via bus, plane, or train. We've been leaning towards a bus, but we'll see what comes of that. It's really not up to me. So we'll see. I saw my cousin emailed me because one of her daughters is a cheerleader, and I think they email me every year. I'm not really sure, but she's raising money for a fundraiser, so I ain't got it this month. When I promise you, I ain't got it. Don't ask me for nothing. Don't invite me nowhere that's gonna cost more than $25 because I ain't got it. So June though, I may have it, and I'm gonna send her some money if so. Pay my doctor's copay, which we already talked about. I forgot that I moved my eye doctor appointment to June. So technically pay my eye doctor copay as well, because they are for sure, I think, because at the annual one, I don't think I have to pay a copay because it's covered by insurance, I think. But then at the semi-annual one, I think I do. It's something to that degree, so we'll see. Also, my cousins invited me on a trip in July. I'm down to go, but if it comes to fruition, I'm certainly not going to push for it to come to fruition. Fun fact, I almost never, and I mean never, invite people on trips. And it's not because I don't want to invite them. Trips, I just don't have a strong urge to go on trips. So if you see me on a trip, I promise you, it was not my idea, but I went because, well, I really can't get out of it. I was making the point about having no family here and only the friends that I've made over the last several years, because if I want to see like any sibling, any niece or nephew, any of my godchildren, any of my best friends that I've made prior to moving here, if I want to see any of them, I literally have to go to them, or they have to come to me, or we have to meet up somewhere, which is why it's normally a trip. So I don't know. If I would have thought this through, I probably wouldn't have fled the city and state where I was brought up. Although I probably would have, just for the experience and the vibes. But that's always been my biggest peril, is just living so far away and all that it takes to meet up with people. It's either I go to them, which costs money, they come to me, we meet up somewhere, or we don't see one another. I'd have to go, you know, 5 to 10 hours, about 5 to 10 hours to get to my people. I do not like this. Who signed me up for this? And then we recently got our patio extended. It's massive. We love it. Obsessed, in fact. Should we have done it this month? Could we afford to do it this month? Yes. But that was before Ish started hitting the fan. That was before everything started going left. So now I'm like, it probably wasn't that smart of an idea. But I had plans of purchasing patio furniture, and I was going to be responsible. I was going to do the patio, which was thousands, and then I was going to get this month, and then maybe in June, July, I was going to start working on getting patio furniture and, you know, all of that. But, you know, it's been an expensive month. I'll revisit this after we figure out what's up with the shower, because that's really like our only major money thing that is looming. And I don't like looming, because I'm like, just, I need y'all to get back to me. I'm waiting to hear back from the original installer regarding a bunch of stuff. So I'm just like, I need y'all to let me know so I can get this stuff done. So that's what I'm waiting on. But I would like to start purchasing furniture in June, but we shall see. Okay, so let's talk about our actual June budget. Whew. All right, $62 is going to go to our gym membership. It's for both of us. Car payment, we have one car payment. It is $314.34. Our electricity bill for June is going to be $216.35. Our cable Sling TV is going to be $45.99. Our lawn/pest control is going to be $85. Our mortgage is going to be $1,685.18. Our Sirius XM in one of our cars is going to be $9.99. Our water/sewer is going to be $75.68. I'm guessing that's what it's been in recent months. And we'll get the bill for June, like at the top of June, which means we probably won't have filled up our above ground pool yet and stuff. So whatever additional expenses we have related to that, I believe will be a part of the July water bill. Internet is going to be $85.30. Amazon Music is going to be $10.99. Pet plan is going to be $65.55. Security for our home is going to be $52.14. Life insurance for the both of us is going to be $42.19. Netflix is going to be $9.99. And typically we try to budget like $2,000 for shopping for each month usually, which allows us to save about the same amount, about $2,000. But with this repair, with the cruise and all that, we ain't gonna have no money. So I'm budgeting that all of the money will go to some kind of shopping related expense. And the shopping related expense is going to be everything that we would spend money on in any given month that is not a bill or a subscription. So basically that's not anything that I just named to you. So the shower repair will come out of here, food, groceries, restaurants, date nights, birthday gifts, you name it. Everything is going to come out of here. I will say my husband's last paycheck of the school year is when he gets his payouts, his supplement payouts for coaching. And this year he coached more sports than ever before. So we are anticipating that being a good amount. However, we don't know until a couple of days. So our crash out could potentially be averted because we always forget about this supplement payout because it's just once per year. And we don't know what it's going to be exactly, because he does get like a little baby fraction of the supplement each month, and then like the final payout comes in for the last paycheck of the year. So we really don't even know how much it's going to be. So we're always shocked by it. And it occurred to me the other day, I was like, oh my gosh, isn't your paycheck this last isn't your supplement payouts, aren't your supplement payouts going to come with this last check? And he was like, yeah. And so we don't know how much that will be exactly, but crises could be potentially averted when it comes to the shower repair replacement situation, but all of the other life stressors will still be very much happening, because whether that check is $10,000 or not, we still are going to have the other life stressors, which are not quite related to finances. So while I say my life's in shambles, my finances technically aren't. They're not doing great, but they're not quite in shambles. So anyway, that's going to be the budget for June of 2025. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, concerns down in the comment section. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give this video a like, subscribe if you're new, and if you're liking what you're seeing, and I will catch you guys right back here in a few days in a brand new video. Bye guys.